Welcome back to a new episode of the Guys Book Club in the Vault. Book Club, And today, guys, we're extremely. Wait a second. Let's see. Didn't change it. So show screen. 21. So guys, what you need, you can see. File, save as. Like a book club. Save as JPEG. Here. Always, you need always check. Bam. So guys, welcome back to a new episode of the Guys Book Club in the Vault. Book Club, And today, guys, an extremely special episode because today, guys, you're on episode 292, guys. With the value just me too. Very quiet, good sound, quality sound. 292, guys. 292 episode, guys. You can understand why this nice lady over here so excited, like 292. Yeah, guys, this number is true, guys. We are on episode number 292, guys. It's blowing my mind too. Yeah. Today, guys, I'm excited because today I had the test and I learned a lot of it. And I learned a lot to it. And I can guess that I want a 100 out of 100. I don't know how it's working in Euro, maybe I don't know it's working in the US by A plus A. Yeah, I don't know. The reason I got the numbers, but I think that I got at least 80 plus. This is my thinking, I think. And I hope so. So this is what I'm talking about because every test that I'm move, the testing is successful, I'm happy because I don't want to do it again, my test. And anyway, guys, you know that I'm struggling with you guys. That I'm sometimes struggling with a university, but it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Because anyway, if you're on the channel, welcome. If you're on the channel, welcome back. My name is Zeki, I'm the rest, and I'm the host. And guys, I truly believe that English is the number one tool to teach one of us in order to be successful in life. And the second tool that is going to personality is to develop for the camera. And guys, if you take those two skills and you combine them together, you can create great content to the internet and influence billions of people around the world. And on this podcast, what we are doing together, we are boosting our confidence to stand in front of the camera and to get better with the camera and speaking English, because I know that sometimes, when I develop it, sometimes it might be challenging to speak English. It might be fear, and we got so much to put ourselves in front of the camera. Maybe we don't feel so confident about the way that we are looking or something like this. And I also struggled, and I'm still struggling with this thing right now. Like I made a release to my Instagram. And struggling for a few days if you want to release it because what people are going to think about me. And I consider with my advisor, my sister, she told me it's a really good video, so upload it. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to upload it. So Young Kings, if you want to follow me, it's Young Kings, me and my boy, Young King. It's Young Kings. And yeah, I also struggled with it. And on this podcast, what I'm doing is I'm showing you guys my own journey, my ups and downs, my failures, my success, my obstacles that I overcame obstacles that I'm facing from past podcasting 5 episodes per week. I don't continue myself 5 episodes per week and speaking English and be in the camera in a language that it's not mine. And I think that, guys, and showing you guys my lessons are what I learned, and it's a journey, guys. It's not just the journey. And I think that by showing you guys my journey, I will inspire the people. Like you, the lady and gentlemen that I'm watching the podcast to you, to do the same and to also work on English and to also share message with the world because it's really important. I truly believe that it's important that you will share your message with the world because you're unique and it's only one of you in the world. And it's really important in my eyes that you will share your message, even though if you are the only one that's going to hear it. Like you can see, in this podcast, I got 2 subscribers and 255 total views out of 270 plus episodes that are released on YouTube. And some of the videos nobody watched. Some of the videos nobody watched. But still, I think it's important because if it's not for us, it's for the generations that will come. And today, I have a test in a kind of history. It's the history of the West, the West culture. And talk about Aristo and Socrates and Plato and all of this stuff. And there is not much documenting about them. But with the internet and with social media accounts, YouTube and everything, and I just record from a laptop, guys. This is the 50 shekels, I think it's $30 microphone in my computer camera, and that's it. That is all it takes for me to record myself and to document myself and to make it for eternity. I don't know. So until the YouTube services is gone. We get my point. So even though it's not going to be for us, it's going to be for generation to come, so they can learn about us. If you're watching this from Mars and on 1,010,022, I do guys, it's your boy 8K. Yes, guys, just do it. And today in CC, today I got this princess. She got to the podcast and she's really exciting. She gets really exciting to be part of the podcast, to be in the podcast, and that we reached 492 episodes, guys. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable amount of episode. So yeah. So this is what's happening. And guys, if you want to check her out, just check about the volume of the microphone, and I think it's working really good. And I want to buy a microphone that you can plug in with your USB. It's not working on because this is Booyah. It's working on a battery, and if the battery is gone, so you're not going to hear me. So I want to buy maybe a Booyah or something like this. I need to see, maybe for my birthday or something like this. I don't know. I'm going to buy it. Let's see what's going to happen. So guys, if you want to check out this nice princess, you can find her on 3, 2, 1, bang! You can find her on Good Fun. Yeah, that's what's up. And this great princess upload to Good Fun Bananas and Vanilka on 17 on August 2015. In download already 2,005 times. Of course, we like it. Of course, gotta like it. Let's see if I can do like this. Oh. Cannot like again. I thought that maybe we can like it again. Let's see. It's on now. I don't register. I don't know. It's on me, but it's on now. Guys, this grand background upload to Good Fun by Nans the Manika. And you see, he put a case of in it almost 6.5 years ago. And after 6.5 years, somebody is going to use it. So thank you very much. Guys, if you for that, thank you very much for Vanika. And guys, if you want to download the picture, just need to choose the resolution from here. Press download. Right click on the picture, go to Shmirat Mad Bashem in Hebrew, or the picture in English, and type down and come and write it in our language. And all of us will need to can guess from where all around the world. It's going to be a really nice game. Press on it. Shmirat Mad Bashem is the picture. Yes. Choose the amount to save it on your computer. Go to here, press save, and come on, just like that, you will get this great background on your computer. So thank you much to Vanika. Thank you much about this. Who made this great account for sharing this great account with us. And let's see the picture. It's a nice one. Really nice one. That's a nice one. And today, guys, today, we are continuing journey with your next 5 moves by Patrick by David. After that, of business strategy. And you know that I really like the book, and I know enough of it. And actually, it's giving the courage, and giving the boost to apply to a new job. And let's hope that I will get it as a head manager of the social media department of the student union of Ariel University. When I'm in, it's going to be a really good next move for me, because after I finish the degree, and need to find a job. And if you got your resume that you work for a company for 2 or 2 years, it's going to be really good. So, and I have at least 1 year. Maybe I can put this year, 2021, 2022, 2023. And it's going to be like 2 years of internship or something like this. So yeah, you can get a lot of work. I'm tired. So yeah, that's what's up, guys. That's what's up. I'm tired. Yeah. Anyway, guys. So guys, if you want to check out this grand account, if you want to check out the books, the book of Patrick by David Mina, social account media continuity that I really recommend to check them out. You know where you can find it, you know where you can find the link. Yeah, that's slide in the description below, so make sure to check them out. And like them, of course. And guys, of course, if anyone of you have any suggestions for me, I can improve myself on the podcast or if anyone of you want to come to the podcast, big guests of the podcast, share message with the world, inspire the world, or just have a great time, with me in English because I'm a really nice guy. Yes, you know. Please enter in the comment below so we can amend it. And of course, guys, if anyone of you have any suggestions for me, I can improve myself on the podcast. Yeah, I said it. And of course, guys, feel free to share a comment in the if you learned something nice that I said, maybe from the book, or nice quote from the book, or maybe me, or maybe you have your own life lessons that you want to share with us. Feel free to do it in the comment section below also. So all of us can enrich your life thanks to you and get improved thanks to your wisdom. So thank you. And one last thing, guys, before we start the book, before we move to the book, if you enjoy the podcast, if you learn something new, and if you enjoy the journey and find it inspiring, please consider subscribe to the channel, to put the notification bell so you get notification. The extremely exciting episode like on YouTube, and it's going to be 5 extremely exciting episodes per week. And you know that French special are coming really soon in that episode, so you definitely don't want to miss them. Want to see it, and you definitely want to see it. Like the video and share it with your friends, guys. It's really 1 to 3 4 clicks from your side, and it's really a huge support to the channel and really mean a lot to me and for the journey. So thank you very much if you consider it. And guys, before time introduction, let's just dive right into the book. So your next 5 moves by Patrick David. It was the meat, the legend, the one born is the man himself. Give me some drum, please. Give me some drum, please. Give me some drum, please. Some boy, okay, yeah. That's what's up. That's me. So let's go. Let's go. So I'm coming back to the recipe to page 189 because it's new chapter, so it's a new subject, and I want to have the connection. Title: Standing Center Despite Uncertainty. Here are 3 tactics that will allow you to keep your head while all those around you are losing theirs. 1. Make friends with Murphy's Law. Savvy entrepreneurs respect Murphy's Law. Before you launch a new product, make an investment, pull the trigger on an acquisition, or make any type of major move. Ask yourself this question. What are the very worst events that might happen as a result of my action? Then take steps to mitigate those potential worst events. You might be a positive thinker, which is great, but don't be a naive one. This holds true for small events and decisions as well as big ones. If you're about to make a major presentation, check the projector and then check it again. It might have worked 100 times fluently in the past, but something in the universe will make sure it doesn't work when you need to use it to make a PowerPoint pitch to investors. And when it doesn't work, you're going to be dealing with chaos. Maybe not at all, maybe not all out. Like the business chaos, but the kind that ruins both the presentation and your day. The kind that causes you to chew out and denying your people. The kind that throws you off your game and raises questions from your potential investors. Here's an anti-Murphy's law technique I use all the time. I meet with the best brains on my team, no more than 5. We sit and talk about what we should anticipate and prevent from going wrong. And I have to tell you, sometimes as a result of this anti-Murphy's law meeting, we decide to hold off on a planned lunch because we realize we are not ready to proceed. We are not ready to proceed, or that the odds of something big going wrong are too high. Sometimes, too, we might even trash an idea that seemed like dynamite when we first conceived of it. Having a brain trust provides a valuable check and balance. 2. Admit defeat by accepting small losses. When Groupon and Living Social first became popular, I saw an opportunity to start a competitive service. I imagined something like Groupon and Yelp, combined with a gamification component, and put $100,000 into creating and testing early versions. Several investors were willing to go along on the ride with me. But before pulling the trigger, I decided to run the idea by several trusted friends. They ranged from the CEO of a large life insurance company to the head of one of the largest transportation companies in the United States. After I presented my business plan and projections, they pointed out holes I had missed. After answering their questions, I accepted their concerns that the project would still focus away from a successful core business. It didn't mean that the idea would fail, but there was a good chance that it would create chaos that might affect my company adversely. Anticipating Murphy's law, I did the one thing that made sense. I let go of the idea. Great entrepreneurs accept losses. Rather than throwing money at bad investments, they admit their defeat and conserve cash for their next venture. Show me a losing gambler in a casino who is moving to get even, and I will show you someone who is a few moves away from losing it all. 3. Identify your next 3 or more steps. Once you have entered a chaotic situation, you are vulnerable to decision paralysis. When things get crazy, you might want to hunker down and play it safe. But entrepreneurs don't have the luxury of inaction. You can easily forget this truth when chaos strikes. To avoid this problem, commit to deciding on your next 3 moves or your next 3 steps quickly. I know how much we talk about thinking 5 moves ahead, but when you have to act quickly, focus on 3 actions. Focus on 3 actions you can take to address whatever problem you are facing right now. Those actions can be solutions or temporary measures to stop the bleeding. For example, a major client tells you that she's ending your relationship. You could call the sales rep who brought in the client and get the entire story. You want to call the client yourself and let her her grievances. 3. Sell the client another shipment of the product free of charge. As you can see, Those sections doesn't have to be breakthroughs or complex plans. The will, however, prevent you from doing nothing as you seek the one perfect solution, which may not even exist. Don't fall into that trap. Make a plan and act on it. Things will begin to resolve themselves once you are back in the motion. Once you are back in motion. Title: Manage your ego and build alliances. Nobody becomes the CEO of a large company who doesn't have a big ego. Nobody. There is nothing wrong with having a big ego. As long as you have built a support system to keep it in check. If you can't control it, it will lead to your demise. When you become very successful and start making a lot of money, when you become very successful and start making a lot of money and have fame and recognition, everyone will be looking for a way to get into your wallet and the inner circle. As a result, you will be flooded with compliments. You will be inundated, 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 inundated with praise because you are surrounded by people who are afraid of the decisions that you make. For instance, the members of your team might fear that you will fire them, so they will all tell you how amazing you are. Let me tell you, 90% of it is lies. Most people are not going to tell you what you need to hear. You need a small circle of people around you who will tell you the truth. It's the only thing that will keep your ego in check. Though having a free kids helps as well. If you don't have a small group of people such as a board of directors or mentors who aren't afraid to tell you off, you're going to be in trouble. I've seen this happen in sales many times. People start making money, and everyone tells them how amazing they are. They are no longer coachable or willing to learn. They don't listen to advice. That is a sign that they have forgotten how to manage their own ego. Staying paranoid also means staying humble. If you don't have humility, you can't bring people together. Without humility, people who disagree with you won't want to do business with you. How can you generate new ideas to invite fresh perspectives when you don't have a diversity or dissenting voices in the room? When you have only people around you who agree with you, you will naturally get a complacent, which is the opposite of being paranoid. Keeping your ego in check means understanding that you can do everything yourself. If you are overly paranoid, you won't trust anyone. If you are sufficiently paranoid, you will build strong alliances. It's important to have partners who are also on the lookout for competition. Think of it as a way to increase the intelligence. In the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Great Grading book, in the 40, you can see it. The 48 of Law, Robert again in Hebrew. I got it right behind me. I went to the book because I really enjoy the book. In the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, the 18 states, the world is dangerous and the enemies are everywhere. Everyone has to protect themselves. Fortress seems the safest, but isolation exposes you to more dangers then it protects you that it protects you from. It cuts you off from valuable information. From valuable information. It makes you conce- con conceptuous and an easy target. Green makes the point that sound as it is to trust people, the alternative, working in isolation, is much worse. Excuse me. You might be surprised at very well-defined allies. When Apple was struggling in August 1997, there were a few people who would help Steve Jobs. What had once seemed unthinkable, going to an enemy, became possible because he was willing to go to get past his ego. He bites a bullet and approached none other than his arch nemesis, Bill Gates. All he did was ask for a minor favor, an investment by Microsoft of $150 million. It's reported by Stephen Silver at Apple Insider. According to Jobs, there were too many people at Apple, and in the Apple ecosystem playing the game off for Apple to win. Microsoft has to lose. And it was clear that you didn't have to play that game because Apple wasn't going to beat Microsoft. Apple didn't have to beat Microsoft. Apple had to remember who Apple was because they would have forgotten who Apple was. In truth, it was really a favor. Microsoft invested $150 million in Apple stock, and the companies agreed to settle their exciting legal disputes, saving both firms time and money. In addition, Apple agreed to make Microsoft Office compatible with the Mac. In short, rivals became partners. Imagine what would have happened if Jobs hadn't built that alliance. We are not exactly talking about a guy with a small ego. Yet, when it mattered most, he didn't get stubborn and insist that he could do everything himself. Today, we can use the iPhones and the other Apple's devices because a pounded guy with a big ego was man enough and smart enough to build the right alliance. The next example highlights both the need for alliances and the need for paranoia. In August 2000, Amazon and Toys R Us created what the Wall Street Journal called a groundbreaking agreement. For 10 years, Amazon would devote part of its website to Toys R Us, toy and baby products. The toy retailer would choose that products to stock and buy the inventory from the daughter's shelves. Keep in mind that the dot-com bubble had burst on March 11, 2000. Amazon was fighting for its life. In my view, if there had not been an alliance, there would be no Amazon. There would be no Amazon. In addition to the revenue and the alliance created, partnering with Toys R Us helped drive traffic to Amazon, which in turn helped sell other products on the site. Amazon could then keep building more partnerships. 5 years later, the two companies were facing off in New Jersey Superior Court. What had started as an alliance turned into a war. The biggest casualty was Toys R Us. The biggest casualty was Toys R Us, which in 2018 went out of business. The more of the story, even after you build an alliance, stay paranoid. Title, seek wise counsel. And guys, we're going to seek wise counsel in tomorrow episode because now it's the end of the episode. So guys, thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate the fact that you choose the university for me, and I really hope that you learn something from the channel. And guys, of course, again, feel free to share it in the comment below what you know for the episode and for the channel. And what you think about my haircut. I made it by my own. You like it? My friend over there like it. So guys, thank you very much, and I really can't wait to see you all tomorrow for the next episode, extremely exciting episode of the greatest book club in the world, like a book club. Until then, Valuetainment, take off safe and bye-bye. So guys, today is Wednesday, 26th of January 2022, and time now it's 21:54. And yeah, I had the test today, and I really feel good about it. I needed to boost my confidence because I didn't have so much success until now. With the test, I need an average of 85, and I don't have it right now. My worst. I have something around it, but I need 85 if I want to move to NBA. I want to start NBA my third year of my first degree, so it's going to be in 4 years. I'm going to have two degrees, and this is the plan right now. And yeah, that's what's up right now. Yeah, and I really can't wait to see you all for guys tomorrow in the next episode. היום מביא 26 לראשון 2022, השעה עכשיו היא 9:55, אני מתקף לעשות המעבר הזה פתאום לעברית. אני יודע לדבר עברית, זה די קל לי לדבר. זה היה מבחן מתעדות המערב, ממש היה מבחן טוב, באתי למבחן, תוך רבע שעה עברתי על הכל. יש עוד איזה 4 שאלות, כמו שהפסקתי, ראיתי ששמתי לב, הקפתי תשובה על דף מבחן, הקפתי על דף תשובה, סימנתי מה שלא הולכו בטופס, אז תיקנתי והכל. היו כמה שאלות שצריך לכתוב עליהם, אבל פה מבחן נטסתי. באמת, הייתי ממש מוכן, אני מפסיק לגמרי על עצמי. אני מוטיבציה למבחנים הבאים, בכל מקרה הסמסטר הזה נעבור אותו, ולסמסטר הבא נעבור הרבה יותר מוכנים. אפשר להוציא מצטיין בדיקה, אני רוצה, חלום להוציא מצטיין בדיקה, אני לא יודע מה אני אצליח, אני יודע גם כמה אני משקיע לגבי זה, אבל אני מקווה שאני אגיע לקורסים של התכנות, שנוכל להפסיד שם, ונגיע לקורסים האחרים. אני רוצה לקחת מסלול דיגיטל בסוף, אז אם אני אקח מסלול דיגיטל זה יהיה לי טוב, למה אני יכול להפציץ שם? זאת אומרת שאני אוכל להפציץ, יש מלא תוכניות של פוטושופ וכל מיני תכנות אתרים וכאלה, אז שם ניתן בראש. יאללה, בחוץ לזה שיהיה בהצלחה, יאללה, נתראות, נהנה ממש מהספר ולהתראות.